You got Villa, they can win the league with Unai Emery now in charge, or England win the World Cup. What are you picking? You have to pick one.
Ooh.
It's tough, isn't it?
You know what? It's a tough question because it's been so long.
Because
the players
I'll
we've
tell,
had,
you, I'll tell you why it's a tough question.
Why?
Because both of them are hypothetical.
You know what?
Wait till I ask you the question then, Ali.
Scotland to qualify for the World Cup, or Rangers to get a point in the Champions League. Which one you choosing, Ali?
You've killed me.
I think I would choose. I love Aston Villa to win the Premier League, but I would choose England to win the World Cup. Yeah.
There you go.
I think it's been so long.
Yeah.
1966, Aston Villa, European Cup winners. Since then, we've got trophies in the cabinet.
Yeah.
You don't remember that success.
We're hanging on to it forever until we win another one.
Fair play to you.
I can definitely remember Villa winning the cup. Was it Tony Morley Cross, Peter With?
Peter With, I remember that. I
What would
don't
you choose,
remember it,
Ali?
but I know of it.
Ali, what would you choose?
Oh, dear me. What?
No. If you was in my position, for instance, your club team or your country, it's hard, isn't it?
Or it could be Rangers winning the Champions League or Scotland winning the World Cup.
Rangers champion or Scotland win the World Cup.
It's hypothetical, obviously.
What would you choose, Ali? Come on, don't
This show's developed into... Oh, no.
Are we on Fantasy Island? Ali. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm just trying to get my head round A, Rangers winning the Champions League, or B, Scotland getting into the World Cup would be an achievement for us at this moment in time.
I think you definitely choose Scotland to win the World Cup, Ali. I think you would.
Scotland to win the World Cup. Yeah, that would be unbelievable.
You would do, wouldn't you? Yeah, come on. What would you do
Having
for the
said
country?
that, well, that's the one that, believe it or not, would be further fetched, because I keep saying to people, I know times have changed, but believe it or not, Gab, we were a goal away from reaching the Champions League final when I was at Rangers. We were one goal away, not one game away.
From the Champions League final?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. If we'd scored one more goal in Marseille, we'd have went to the first Champions League final. One more goal.
When was that? 1940, Ali?
1990. The first Champions League.
Okay.
The very first Champions League it was in 1992, 93. Did he just say 1940? No,
I did. It was a bit harsh.
I could accept it in 1970.
Do you know what? It's inevitable. We always have this club-country row, don't we? And it's always difficult.
What would you choose? Brentford to win the Premier League.
I didn't want to be asked that question.
England. You choose Brentford. You're
Brentford.
Of course you would.
Because it would be the most incredible story.
I know,
it would be a fairy tale. Whereas if England were to win the World Cup, of course it'd be amazing. But we're often one of the favourites to win the World Cup.
But don't you think if we do win the World Cup, for instance, in Qatar, imagine
celebrations. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
January, Ali. Be
By the way, I can imagine.
Dry January, Ali. It'd be like, we'll be partying all January as well.
But I can imagine up here. You would be unbearable.
Ali would have come back with you, Ali.
We would die on it for a long time.
I would be doing every show in the planet from up here.
Not as well. I think we'd do as well. I think we'd be like, maybe take a trip to Scotland to celebrate, Natalie, with the World Cup in our hands.
Do you know what, though? Already people are coming in with their responses to it. A lot of them just saying they would pick their club over the country. So. Yeah.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.